Good morning, everybody. This is Pastor Keelan. Of course, the Lord blessed me with a word today. We're going to continue in Genesis where we started the other day. But I got a request from everybody that comes under the name of Jesus. I need you to send up some prayers for me in my behalf because when you're sending out these messages, you actually wage war against the gates of hell, and Satan is going to throw everything that he possibly can, everything in his arsenal at you to stop you from doing the Lord's work. He's gonna try everything in his power to get you off track. And this morning my morning it was kind of rough. I don't know what happened. It was like a spirit of depression came over me or something like that. And I was like, what? This ain't me. So it tried to discourage me from doing the video. But I was obedient to the spirit. I'm never gonna let the alternative deter me from doing the Lord's work. So I went against my feelings, and here I am with the word. So we stopped off when God had just looked around. He was like, "Hold on, man is not meant to be alone. So let me make you a suitable mate, a helpmate." And so he created a woman. So he took a rib from Adam, a piece of Adam away. Right? We in Genesis the second chapter, and it's around verse 20, 21, when I'm talking about when God created the female, right? And so he took a piece of Adam and he created a woman. And this is one of the reasons why I say that a man could never be complete without a woman, because a piece of him is missing. Like if I was to bring you a cake today and the slice was missing, you would say, okay, well, where the rest of my cake at? So in order for that to be a full cake, I must bring that slice back. And this is why we need a woman. And I sure can't wait till the Lord brings me my wife. I'm gonna be excited about that. So he created this woman, and I'm pretty sure Adam was excited because she was standing there naked. You know what I mean? And he said, "This is now bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called a woman, for she was taken out of man." So like I told you, God wounded the man to make the woman, right? So that is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. Adam and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame. That's you know why they didn't felt no shame? Because at the time their blood wasn't tainted. They didn't know no sin. See, sin makes you very conscious of yourself. And so at that very moment, they could freely walk around and they were sin. And that only validates the point that I was made that the original Jews were black people, and it was in Africa. Because if you look at most African movies and stuff, how do they walk around? They're women and they men halfway naked, right? And this is one of the only places it couldn't have been Europeans, because they can't. They was from the mountains, so they can't walk around naked in the mountains, or they would freeze to death. And this is no shot at my European brothers, because they are just important. God is not a color or a race. God is a spirit, and the only way to worship him is in spirit and truth. But I was watching something on TV the other day, and it was saying that if it's not a problem, then let's show these people a depiction of these people in their original form, in the original way that they look. But we're not going to get into that, right? So a man is to leave his parents, and he is to become one with this woman. And so when you become one with this woman, God seals it with a covenant glue, right? Now, we all have our own minds. God created us different for a reason and a season, because if everybody was the same, we wouldn't need each other. But everybody's different. This is why back in the days they used to say it takes a village to raise a child. We now took the village away, and now we wonder why these children are growing up too fast, and they getting lost, and to the point of no return. But that's another sermon for another day. So what I was saying is we all have our own thoughts, ideas, and suggestions. And it's okay as long as it doesn't take us outside of the rules and regulations and the standards of God. Because God did tell us to be fruitful and multiply. Remember that? And when he said that, and I know a lot of y'all thinking of sex, yes, that's a part of it. But what he meaning fruitful is create stuff. Like go create cell phones, go create cars, go use them. You got the power and authority in you to be creative, right? So we all are different. The objective is to get somebody from here and somebody here. And then y'all, it's going to be a process that's strenuous. And then you come together and God seals it and you become one. You see how that's stronger. This is strong, but this is stronger. You see, this will be harder to break than this will, right? So this is what we call we one. I represent you, you represent me, and we both represent God, right? This is how it goes. God seals it. But we have gotten so far away from that, and we wonder why our marriages or our relationships, they barely get past the honeymoon stages. That's because we have skipped so many stages in the process of being in a relationship or being in a covenant marriage with another human being. This is why back in the days, the man had to ask the parents, could they marry the woman before he even stepped to her. This is why you should, I know we not got so far away from it, but this is why we should remain virgins until we get married. Because you don't want your woman to have somebody else to compare you to, and you don't want your man to have somebody else compare. Soul ties are serious business. And some of these people that you meet, men or women, they have had several soul ties, evil spirits that they have picked up from other people's bad habits and all kind of stuff, right? Most of the, I've seen so many like men get strung out on drugs because the woman. Look at Bobby Brown. Not picking at him, but Whitney Houston was the one who got Bobby started getting high, right, and everything. So it's a reason why God put these rules and standards and all of these things in place, like the tree, and it's for our benefit, our health in the long term, right? And also so that we can bring him honor and glory, because the Lord he smiles at our success, and he gets the glory when we are successful in his righteousness, when we agree and do things the way that he says, because he has a plan for our lives, right? A plan for good and not for evil, so that we can have a hope in the future. That's what Jeremiah 29:11 said. But I want to stay right here, right? So they are to become one, right? And they know. So this serpent comes around. The serpent, we're in chapter 3 now. Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord had made. Remember, Adam and Eve, they could speak to the animals at that time, because nobody was killing. There was no killing. So the animals wasn't killing. So they could openly communicate. Adam named all of the animals. That was his first job, by the way. And so the serpent, he was the most intelligent animal that God had created. And so he said to the woman, did God really say that you must not eat from the tree in the garden? The first thing that the serpent did when he came around was he tried to play on this woman's intelligence. And he tried to play on her intelligence by getting her to question God and his authority, which is a big mistake. There's nothing wrong with asking the Lord for confirmation. If you don't understand something, there's nothing wrong with asking the Lord for clarity. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm pretty sure that the God wouldn't mind explaining to Eve why he didn't want her to eat from the tree. Or Adam. But he actually told Adam, and Adam conveyed it to Eve, because, the Father is the head of Christ. Christ is the head of the man, and man is the head of the woman. So the information it trickles down. So Adam actually told Eve. This is why when Eve ate from the tree, nothing happened, if you notice in the book, right? It wasn't until Adam ate from the tree that something happened, because God gave him the commandment. Then the woman said to the serpent, we may eat of all the trees in the garden, but God did say, you must not eat from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it or you will die. So she knew exactly what it was that God had told Adam to tell her not to do. But the serpent, he was very crafty. This is why I be telling y'all, stop trying to fight Satan alone. You can't do it. So will we get back to part 3 in a little while? God